Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be doing my AFL Fantasy review of the Fremantle vs Gold Coast game, where Fremantle stormed home to take the win and, I guess, surprise Gold Coast and basically show that Gold Coast aren't, I guess, the side that they really were made out to be this year. They're probably going to falter again, go back to 15th or 16th with the way it's looking like, and they just don't look like a solid side this year. So before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this recap. So here we go with it. Sarong was really annoying because you'll see here, really average game, and then boom, last quarter, 52 points, and I was sitting there texting a mate like, he's on 73 at 3/4 time here. He's going to struggle to get to 100. He didn't struggle to get to 100 though. He got to 125, and that kind of sucks because he did really well. He was a guy that I was going to have the vice captaincy on until Day got to 1 game suspension, and I mean his 2-game suspension upheld, so that would have been a great vice captaincy shout. I would have been able to get someone like a Stewart in, and it wouldn't have been, the Dawson pick wouldn't have been that bad. It still is a little bit bad, but it's not, it wouldn't have been as bad with Sarong in. It really sucks, but he's a guy that I'm going to look to probably target soon, as it looks like he's going to go on a run, but I'll have to look at potential tags or stuff like that and just see, because I'm looking 2 or 3 games into the future here. A lot can change in that time. Like, we didn't know Sarong would be there. We thought Miller would be. Miller's still a good shout. Brayshaw's having shockers now, so he's not the best. So maybe he turns his form around. Like, he's at 960k, but he's going to drop 40 or so k here and have a horrific break even the next round. Like, if we look at this, Brayshaw here, he has a 114 that falls out of rotation and a 120 that goes even further back, and all good scores go further back. So he's going to have probably a 140 break even here next game, and if he doesn't hit that, he'll be in the 800Ks, and he might be an almost a definite choice here, just because I think he'll pick it back up. Like, he did have a really good first. He just had a horrific fourth quarter here. And ended up only getting 1 point for the fourth. So I'm really looking into this and thinking I can make a big move and get Brayshaw underpriced here. Brayshaw or Laird underpriced, and you just basically got to hope that they can hit 110s a season for the rest of the season, and that 110, 115 for the rest of the season, and that 880, 860k looks really unders for a guy like him. And then Darcy, huge game in the ruck against Ned Moyle, only 34 for Moyle, 118 for Darcy. Kind of sucks because I'm facing a lot of teams that have Darcy in them, but what's his ownership overall? I would say it's probably 10 to 15%. 15%, yeah, okay. So it's not the end of the world. I just need Grundy and Marshall to fire, so that sort of gets cancelled out. Schultz here, really good game, but I think he kicked 3 or 4. I want to say he kicked 3. Was it 1, 2, 3? He kicked 3 in the end. Okay, so a decent game from him. Really good link-up play as well from him. Young, he just got shadowed in the first quarter. No one wanted to kick to him, but I mean, when you have Corey Wagner having, I think at halftime he had something like 8 turnovers or 6 turnovers and 4 clangers in a half. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, he looked all right on the ball, did Wagner, but he just butchered it. So Young 83 good. Jackson 76 fell away in the last quarter because he was on 65 with 2 goals in going into the last, I believe. 2 goals going into the last. Didn't really get many hitouts this game, so kind of surprising. What did he end up with? Probably around 10 hitouts or so, I'd say. Jaya Miss looked really good. What did he kick in the end? 1, 2. I thought he kicked 3, to be honest, but it looks like, 3 goals. 3 goals there, and so he looked really good. Brayshaw, we talked about. Walters not getting into the game. Ryan just horrible second quarter. So maybe he's one guy you can look at. Another guy that I looked at going big on with Ryan, but I've heard in the media that he had a potential injury. So at 889, I should probably actually move this over to here so you guys can actually see this full thing. That was sort of sucks for the first recap that you guys couldn't see anything. And then I'll move this way a little bit. There we go. That's much better. Finally fix that. That's probably going to look bad for the first recap, but yeah. Anyway. Banfield, yep, Clark, Aish, another tagging role, didn't look good, to be honest, fell away in the second half. Fantasy-wise, Cox came alive in the last quarter as he kept on marking it and having to boot it up the line again, because I think he had a lot of intercept possessions, I want to say, so it was a good game for him, well, defender-wise, but not fantasy-wise, as he just continues to drop in price. Johnson was a guy that I saw late on, was actually named in the middle, and I thought that would have a really good game for him, and it looks like it did. So maybe he's an option now that his break-even's going to drop dramatically. Maybe an option for the bench for getting out Davies or someone like Davey, or even just looking here, Holland could be a guy that you switch out of. So he's going to be probably, 210, 215k. And if you can get out of Hollands, then you can get into someone really good here. Then Wagner, as we said, just butchered the ball. It's simple as that. How Brody got to 52. I mean, he got subbed on in the second quarter, but he looked really good, to be honest, and I think he should be playing more, but his break even's just gonna skyrocket him down. I mean, he's gonna be almost 720k after this round. Walker, Hughes, none of these guys did anything. Sturts did alright for a debut, and he's another forward option if you guys just want to get rid of, just sort of rotate in that area to get some more cash, like liquidate. Swallow kicked 3, so I wouldn't look too much into this performance. I mean, he did good outside of that. Lukosius looked really good linking up the ball, but I think other teams, good teams, will just put a body on him and really stop him, as he had a goal. He had, I think, 1 goal 3 or 1 goal 4, so he really could have made this a 130 performance, and he had something like 700 meters gained as well, so he looked really good outside of finishing. And I think his goal, he kicked from about 60 meters out into the wind. So, yeah. And then Anderson, a 107. He looked really good second half to pick up after a 40 first to get a 67 second half. Was really good. Miller doing Miller type things. A little bit down, but, I mean, if he picks up that last quarter and gets 6 to 10 more, then that's a 110 and that's good enough. O'Rowell, another 100. So he's going to stick at the same price. And he's averaging 90 or so. So not bad, but not, I don't think, what we needed. McPherson, 90. So yeah, really good first half for him on 60.5, but fell away. Weller really didn't get into the game, basically. Had no standout quarter, which you really do sort of need to get up to that 110, 90, 110 sort of region, somewhere around there. And he just had a 24 as the highest. He left a lot of the, how many kickouts did they, had 10. He probably had about 2 or 3 kickouts where he just kicked it from the square and didn't run it out, which didn't help his scoring, but that would only get him up to 86. So, I mean, just not a good round for him, and happy that I didn't go for him. Ellis, Ballard, Holman, Fiorini, Scholl, these guys all did what I would sort of almost expect them to do. Will Powell was a little bit down. And then you have Nem Moyle here, -8 break even, so he's going to go up probably to 270k or so, but he's not going to do much after that. Mac Andrew didn't even hit his break even, so yeah. And then you have Humphrey here, 29, and he got pretty much all of it in the second quarter. He played in the first, just didn't do anything, and then got subbed out, I think, midway through the third or maybe even start of the fourth for Sexton, and Sexton Let's look at this. No, it would have been the start of the fourth. Sexton just didn't really do much. And yeah, that's basically it for the Gold Coast versus Fremantle recap. So I'll go back to the main screen. And yeah, so that's it for my Gold Coast versus Fremantle recap, where Fremantle ran over the top of them on the back of basically Sarong and Darcy. And they got the win, keeping their season basically alive at this point. So I'll see you guys in another video sometime soon. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.